Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Recently I've been pretty addicted to doing these L4 missions. They've been very profitable and they've also been feeling quite a bit more challenging than the regular content I've been doing, especially when it comes to these burner missions. And I actually got a mission that I wanted to show you guys that I thought was pretty challenging to do the first time I did it, but I also think it's pretty cool. It's the burner Talos or burner base for the Serpentis. Here you actually just use a very tiny little frigate here. That's all you have to do. You just little Enyo, 67 million ISK ship, is actually able to do this fierce mission. It's earning back like 1/3 of its value in just one mission cycle. So it's really great. So we'll do this. And it is a pretty tricky mission to do because you are sort of forced to navigate in a minefield. It is not the easiest to do, but you can actually get pretty decent. Not only do you get a decent amount of ISK and LP from the mission in itself, but you get good bounties too. And then you also have a possibility of dropping some faction modules from these guys that I think I've heard from the YouTuber Hateless Gaming that they are more likely to drop in this mission than other kinds of burner missions. We'll have to keep an eye on that. I just love how you're able to do this in this dirt cheap ship. And I mean, there's still a bit of ISK into this ship, but it is dirt cheap when you compare it to the expensive Nurgle I've used before. And actually, many of the burner missions that I have done, you can do them in a lot cheaper ships than the Nurgle. The main reason I like the Nurgle actually is more of how simple it is. How you don't have to keep an eye on like 50 ships, not 50 ships, but a lot of ships. But if you do have specialized ships, it is a bit, it is quite a bit cheaper, I believe. The good thing though about the Nurgle, that what makes it so amazing, is that it is the only ship that is able to spool up in terms of its DPS to the degree it can do compared to any other ship. There are many ships that are able to do a lot of DPS, such as the Garma, the Daredevil, the Serpentis frigate, but when it comes to spooled up max DPS, the Nurgle is hard to beat. But the key word is though spooled. It takes a bit of time for that to ramp up, so you're not going to be doing that all the time, but it provides unique strategies for the Nurgle because it's able to sort of brute force through many of the burners which you otherwise wouldn't have been able to, because some of the burner missions, they have like logistics frigates, the Navitas, the basic logistics frigates, they're able to remote repair the main burner that you have to destroy. And with the Nurgle, you can actually sometimes just brute force, just go for the main boss without having to focus on those other ships. Makes the mission a bit more simple as well, just because of the sheer amount of damage you do. It sort of negates the remote rappers. But the burner Serpentis mission, I don't think it's possible in the Nurgle. It might be possible, but if you give it a decent fit, I don't think it is as easy to do as this Enyo. And I think the Enyo is really great because it's such a cheap ship. So I mean, it's 1/10 of the price of the Nurgle, so I would prefer to use this ship if I can help it. This burner mission does take a bit longer to do also than the classical burner mission, since you have to destroy 3 cruisers, or even not even cruisers, but battle cruisers as well, the Talos battle cruisers. And they hit like a truck as well when they do hit. But you're able to speed tank a lot, so when you do get hit, it's good that you've got a decent amount of buffer because of this assault damage control, and you can also activate it to have 20k EHP in the case that you do take a big hit. Okay, so we sort of have to navigate through this minefield, and if we hit them, then these auto turrets are going to start attacking them. So we'll go here, move, we're cap stable, there's no newts anywhere, so we'll just go this way perhaps. If we can have this, then it'll be easier to see where we're traveling like that. I could probably lock this up. No, we can't lock it up now. It would be nice to have an MWD, but I haven't equipped it. I think there is a fit I was recommended by some guy I was doing Triglavian hunting with a long time ago that I could have done. Could have used an MWD with this. Well, I don't have it actually handy. It would help a lot though, and it wouldn't be such a silly idea as well, because the Enyo and all other assault frigates have an innate bonus to MWDs where they are making their signature radius, like the bloom increase when you use an MWD, that penalty or that like downside of using an MWD is reduced. So they're sort of able to use MWDs a bit better than other ships are. So it would make a lot of sense, because a lot of the time we have to spend here is actually just moving. We don't have to really spend a lot of time destroying them. We do have to spend also a bit of time destroying these guys, but it's not as much time as we spend moving. But we are pretty speedy though. I mean, an afterburner and we're going over 1k a second. That is a pretty nice speed to have. But I wonder if we could perhaps find a fit that is able to use an MWD. I think there is a particular reason why they don't use an MWD. You can see here, cap stability could be one of them as well. If we put like a dead space one, then it should be possible. CPU is a bit of a problem though. GIST C-type, GIST B-type, GIST A-type, B-type perhaps, but then you have an issue with the cap here. Could you put then a cap recharger? Nah, it's a bit difficult. Yeah, you've got a bit of issues here. Maybe the polycarbon doesn't need to be there. You could put a power grid, or let's just make sure we are going in the right direction here. We should go here. If we put an ancillary current router, small ancillary current router, Tech 2 perhaps, then we're able to fit a bit more stuff here. And we put a cat battery, small cat battery, Republic fleet, small cat battery, Thukker small cat battery, or Republic fleet. That is better here. Now we've got CPU issues, so I think it could be a bit due to fitting. But I'm sure you could adjust the fit slightly so that you can have different rigs and you'll be able to fit an MWD. This will go a lot quicker then. Okay, now he's able to use a scrambler at 30 kilometers. They're pretty overpowered, these burners. They've got a lot of features that are very atypical than the usual types of ships you would be using in EVE Online. Like 30 kilometer scram. That is pretty... Oh, it's actually a warp disruptor. Okay, I thought it was scram it said, but that makes a lot of sense. If it's a warp disruptor, then that's a different thing. Okay, well, orbit 2.5, is that enough? 2.5 seems to be okay. Let's lock this guy up. It's important that we keep moving so that the other Taloses can't attack us. Do we have any drones? Oh, we do take a bit of damage now. We don't have a drone. It could be good to have a drone because, I mean, and it's nice just to have that little extra DPS. Could we orbit a bit closer? 1000 maybe? Then we'll be able to do a little bit more damage. Because we're getting a bit of glances off shots here. How many missiles do we have? Do we have enough missiles? Yeah, we have plenty of missiles. Okay, that's good. So we just have to keep moving and just be wary that we take a massive shot from these other Taloses. So then we just use the Assault Damage Control to rep ourselves back up, because in the event that they maybe land two like big wrecking shots in rapid succession, then at least when the first one hits, we just quickly activate this and we take another one and then we'll be able to survive it. It's pretty much impossible for them to land 3 in a row unless we're really unlucky, and in that case then it pretty much never happens that it means anything to us. We'll be able to replace this ship and run the mission many times over before that happens. Okay. Let's see, we didn't have, I thought for a second we had a tractor beam, but we don't have a tractor beam. Okay, good. So this guy is soon destroyed. We are in optimal range, and we are in the good range of this. There's 8 kilometers, so there's no problem. But it doesn't take a whole long time to destroy them. I mean, they still have got some HP, but it's not the longest ship to destroy. It's mainly just to get close. And you see that 7 million ISK from one of them. So that's a pretty decent bounty we've got from just like a single ship, and you have to remember we've got 3 of them. So we're taking some hit shots. We need to keep moving, and we can actually just cruise through him. Grab this. We've got a Serpentis skin that I don't think is worth a whole lot. Okay, where are they? There's one over there. We'll go a little bit to the side here. A little bit to the side and go for that one. Oh! That's what I'm talking about. This kind of wrecking shot here is what we do not want to have. But it's okay, because we can survive it. We've got enough... we're going directly at it. Move, 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 move. We were going directly at him. That's why we're taking so much damage. We were going in a completely wrong vector right there. That was pretty intense. I didn't know we would be able to get applied to that much at that range. I need to rep that stuff up back to max. But now we're going very quick. We don't need to overheat the armor repair so much more now. Yeah, I was going to at too acute angle here. Caused me to take a big hit. I thought it was alright, but that was not the case. That could explain why I sometimes take a lot of damage from Charybdis Tyrannos in the Abyss, is that I go at too acute angle than I expect. But I'm glad we survived, though. I mean, you saw what happened there? We took a wrecking shot and then multiple penetrating shots after another. That was not nice to see. Because I thought for a second that we weren't moving, and that's why we were taking a lot of damage, but it was just our angle was not good enough. It's going to be quite a bit easier when you've only got one left when we destroy this one, because then we don't have to worry about multiple ships shooting us at the same time. We just think about the other one. And I'm not sure if it was this one that was hitting us or it could have been the other one as well. Where's the other one? The other one is over there, so it could have been that this one was attacking us as well. But this seems like a real proper like death zone here with all these proximity turrets and everything. And then 3 battle cruisers, they really don't seem like they want people to get in here. So it makes a lot of sense. You have a little small nimble frigate being able to navigate through this defense field we've got. Okay, now we're in range of the, or getting closer at least to the Talos. We can burn in a bit more acutely here. And then it would be nice to have a drone. My guess is that the NPCs, they like to aggro the drones, and then we lost one, or it was just the fit I was recommended didn't bother because there's too much drone aggro. But I could try because I can't remember now. It was a really long time since I used this fit actually. So we'll orbit at 1000 meters, and it'll put us in perfect range of our blasters and also in range of our missiles. It should be easy. But this mission does provide the same rewards as normal burner missions. It takes a bit longer to do, but you have to remember the chance of getting good loot drops from these battle cruisers. You got 3 of them as well, not just 1, but then also them having very big bounties. Usually burner frigates have 5 million-isk bounties. We've got 7 million here per ship, and we've got 3 ships, so 21 million in bounties, while you usually would have 5. So I think the reward is well worth the effort. He's soon going down now. I think explosive is his lowest resist. So I mean, it could be good then if you were to have explosive the lowest, go for Nurgle. They do explosive and thermal damage. Nurgle destroyed. And we want to just close in on this wreck, while still keeping our velocity up. Okay, we need to move a little bit to the side now. Where is he? Okay, we'll go there, up here a bit. Hopefully we don't get destroyed on the way there. He is getting a bit close to those proximity turrets, but it should be alright. It's not the whole world. If you activate one of them, you can still sort of attack them pretty well, and they're not able to apply to you too well. So as long as you keep moving, you should be alright. If we maybe go a little bit to the side, I think it's better. Just to keep out of range of them. He likes to stay close, this guy here. You can see how we're approaching on route to interception of the Talos. Well, that proximity turret is getting pretty close, but it's alright. I think the range is, 10 kilometers, so it's a very short range. Imagine if all of them just attacked you straight away without any kind of proximity, then you would have just insta-died. Let's orbit this guy now. We're taking a bit of damage now. Oh, careful here, careful here. Took a wrecking shot to the face because I went too steeply here. I think that when your transversal is not so optimal, it also increases the likelihood of getting wrecking shots. I believe that's the case. Not 100% sure about it though. But it felt like that was the case because before, when I got a wrecking shot, it was also when I sort of was approaching very directly towards the enemy NPC. And the similar case happened here. Orbit 1000. Lock them up. There we go. So basically the mission is completed here. There's not really much more to do. Let's open this up. See what is in here. Oh, we were going so fast that we just cruised off 7 kilometers when we wanted to just go to it straight away. Sometimes it is a bit of a delay when you tell your ship to go and grab a wreck. Not the smoothest of processes, actually. Nothing particular here. There's some Shadow Serpentis tungsten, but I don't think that was worth anything. Okay, let's go back to Hiora. So for what you get from this mission and how cheap of a ship you use, I think it is really worth it to do this. Think of it, 21 million in bounties, plus about 25 million of LP and reward, you're almost earning actually back the entire ship in one go. I thought it was a bit less, but I underestimated the amount of bounties you get from this ship, from this mission. So this is a very good investment reward ratio you've got going on. Something I'm a big fan of because I love using cheap Abyss fits to be able to achieve high tiers of Abyss done smoothly. Okay, so we're back in here. Let's hand in our hard-earned mission. Great, and also good to repair our ship as well. 300k, a very little repair cost for what we got here. So, Enyo doing the burner Talos. Pretty smooth, for what we're using. This is able to achieve a lot. I wish all burner missions were able to be done in such a cheap ship and so smoothly. But it's alright. This is a really good mission to get. I love doing it when I see it in the mission selection, in the mission agent here. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.